Hello everyone, welcome back to the e-learning space of MGM Higher Secondary School, Bokaro. This video is for Class 8 English and this is the first video from your literature reader lesson number 7. Lesson number 7 is titled Adventure at Toad Hall. It is written by the famous children's writer Kenneth Grahame. Let us learn something about the author. Here is the picture of Kenneth Grahame. He was born in the year 1859 and he died in the year 1932. He was born in Edinburgh, Scotland to a Scottish family and he was a British writer. He is most famous for The Wind in the Willows, a book written by him in the year 1908, and it has become one of the classics of children's literature. He also wrote The Reluctant Dragon. Now both these books, The Wind in the Willows and The Reluctant Dragon, have been adapted into Disney movies and even represented on stage as plays and dramas. So let us now read what is this story, Adventure at Toad Hall, about. In this video lesson, children, we will first read the lesson and in next video we are going to analyze and discuss the textual exercises. Adventure at Toad Hall, lesson number 7. Ratty and his neighbor Mole were enjoying the warm sunshine on the river bank. So the first thing we notice here is that the characters in the story are actually animals who behave like humans. Okay, so the characters here, because it is a children's story written by Kenneth Grahame for the children, the animals here have a life like the humans. So Ratty is perhaps the name of a rat and Mole is an animal, and both of them are enjoying sunshine on the river bank. And now here is a conversation between them. So Ratty, when are you going to visit Toady? I've heard so much about him and I do so want to make his acquaintance, said Mole. So Ratty has a friend Toad whose name is Toady and Mole is excited to meet him. He has never met him. He wants to form an acquaintance. Acquaintance means to get to know somebody. So Ratty says, "Why, certainly," said good-natured Ratty, jumping to his feet. "Get the boat out and we'll paddle up there at once. It's never the wrong time to call on Toady. Early or late, he's always the same fellow. Always good-tempered. Always glad to see you and always sorry when you go." So we know that Ratty is a friendly rat. He's good-natured. So as soon as Mole mentions that he wants to meet Toady and wants to be friends with him, Ratty says, "Why not? Let's take out the boat and paddle." Paddle means use the oar and row the boat to the place of the toad. And he says that the toad is a very good, you can say, friend. He's always happy to find a friend at his home. Whoever goes to his home, he is very happy to welcome them. And if you are leaving, he becomes sad. He never wants you to leave his house. Look at the title, Adventure at Toad Hall. Adventure means some kind of an exciting event, and Toad Hall is perhaps the name of the place where the toad, the animal Toady, lives, who is also a friend of the rat, Ratty, and the mole wants to be friends with him. "He must be a very nice animal," observed Mole as he got into the boat and took the oars while Ratty settled himself comfortably in the stern. So over here, Mole realizes that if Toady always wants to be around friends, that means he's a very nice animal. So both of them sat down on the boat, took out the oars. Oars is the rod, the wooden apparatus that is used to row a boat. And then Ratty sat down comfortably at one end of the boat and then they started going to the place, Toad Hall, where Toady lives. Now students, we see here that Ratty is talking about his friend Toady. And Mole is excited to meet this Toady that he has so heard about. He has a good house, he is maybe very accomplished, alright. So As soon as Mole says that I've heard a lot about him, Ratty says that he is the best animal. He is very simple, he is very affectionate, he is not very clever. And then he goes on to say that yes, we cannot all be geniuses, right? But Ratty again tells his friend Mole that Toady is boastful and conceited. Boastful and conceited means he thinks very good about himself. He praises himself on his own. And boastful means he likes to show off his things. But then Ratty says that he has some great qualities. Our Toady means maybe he is boastful, maybe he is conceited, but my friend Toady, he has great qualities like he's simple, he's affectionate, and he's very, very genuine, not so clever. They came in sight of a handsome, dignified old house of mellowed red brick with well-kept lawns reaching down to the water's edge. Then, as soon as they were rowing the boat, Ratty and Mole, and they were talking about Toady, and then they saw a handsome, dignified old house. Handsome means good looking, a nice house. Dignified means also good looking. It was old, not very new. It was having mellowed red brick. Mellowed means not very dark. The color of the red brick had a little bit washed down. That is why we can say it's an old building. But the lawns are very well kept. Lawns means garden. The gardens with grasses are very well kept. Well kept means nicely maintained. There are flowers, etc. And the entire lawn reaches till the water's edge. Means the river that in which they are coming through also is surrounding the house. So there's Toad Hall. So now we know what is Toad Hall, name of the house where Toady lives, said Ratty. And that creek on the left where the notice board says private, no landing allowed, leads to his boat house where we will leave the boat. Now we learn that this Toad Hall, that is the house of Toady, also has a boat house. A boat house is like a parking garage for the boats. Okay. And near that there's a message that says private property, means this is a private property. Not anybody can come and put their boats here. This is the property belonging to Toady. So Ratty says, see over there we have that sign, and then there's the boat house. We are going to leave our boats there. Toady is rich, and this is really one of the nicest houses in these parts, though we never admit as much to Toady. Now Ratty tells his friend Mole that our friend Toady is a rich animal. And we all know that his house is one of the best houses over here, but we don't tell Toady this. Why do you think they don't tell Toady about this? Because they already know that Toady is boastful and conceited. Boastful means he praises himself, he shows off his things. So if his friends will also start telling him, oh, you have the best house and this and that, maybe Toady will gloat too much, he will become too proud about it. Okay, that is why they don't tell him, but they admit to themselves that yes, it is a very good house. Now they glided up the creek, and Mole shipped his oars as they passed into the shadow of a large boat house. So they glided. Glided is a form of movement. They slowly and smoothly through the river, they came into the shadow of the boat house, and they left their boat over there, and they left their oars also. Oars is that wooden stem that is used to row the boat. Here they saw many handsome boats turned upside down, but none in the water. The place had an unused and deserted air about it. So what happened when they reached the boathouse? They saw there were many nice, good-looking boats, but all of it were turned upside down. Upside down means it was not used. When you do not use a boat, you turn it down. So it was kept like this, and none of the boats were in the water. This meant that the place was deserted, means it hadn't been used for a long time. After seeing this, Ratty looked around him. He seems tired of boating. I wonder what new fad he has taken up now. Come along and let's look him up. We shall hear all about it soon enough. Look at the way Ratty is talking about his friend Toady. As soon as Ratty saw that the boathouse looked empty and none of the boats were used, he realized that maybe his friend Toady is now bored, now tired of boating. Now he also knows that if he is tired of one activity, he is sure to have picked up another activity. New fad. New fad means new hobby, new interest. So he says that now maybe Toady has a new interest. So let us go and look him up. Look him up means find him. And I'm sure as soon as we find him, he is going to tell us about this new interesting activity that he is doing, and that is why he is not using the boat. They disembarked and strolled across the gay flower-decked lawns in search of Toady, whom they presently found in a wicker garden chair, a large map spread out on his knees while he traced a route with his pencil. So now they disembarked. Disembarked means they got down from the boat. They strolled across the gay flower-decked lawns. Strolled means move slowly. The flower-decked lawns means the garden was covered with flowers, all good-looking, happy-looking flowers. They were looking for Toady, and they found him sitting in the garden chair, and it was a wicker garden chair. Wicker is a kind of a style, a kind of a material, a kind of a material for furniture, okay, design of furniture. They saw that he was sitting on that garden chair, and on his knees there was a map, and he was holding a pencil and he was drawing a route. He was like mapping a route on the map. Hooray! He cried, jumping up on seeing them. This is splendid. He shook the paws of both of them. So over here we see that Toady the frog or the toad was so happy to see Ratty the rat and Mole his friend that he jumped up crying in excitement. Hooray! This is so good. Splendid means this is so good. And then he shook both of their paws. Of course, they're animals. They don't have hands. They have paws. So Toady shook their hands, the paws. This tells us that Toady is actually a very simple and affectionate animal, just like Ratty had told Mole on the way to Toad Hall. Their paws warmly, not waiting for an introduction to Mole. How kind of you to come, he went on, dancing round them. I was just going to send a boat down the river for you, Ratty, with strict orders that you were to be fetched up here at once. Whatever you were doing, I want you badly, both of you. Now what will you take? Come inside and have something. You don't know how lucky it is you're turning up just now. We see that Toady already wanted Ratty to come to Toad Hall. He is so excited to see them, not just Ratty, but Mole also. Mole is a new person, a new animal who has come, but he is still warm to this Mole. He did not even ask for an introduction from Mole, and he said that it's very kind of you to come. He is rich, and that is why he says that I was going to send a boat. Means he was going to send a driver along with the boat to bring Ratty over here at once without any delay. And he really wanted to meet him. Then he says, now what will you take? Means what do you want to eat or drink? Come inside and eat something, have something. So he says, how lucky it is you are coming to my house and I wanted to meet you. This is so lucky for me. So Ratty says, let's sit a bit, Toady, throwing himself into an easy chair, while Mole took another by the side of him and made some civil remark about Toady's delightful residence. So Ratty said, okay, there's no need to rush and get excited and be all jumpy about it. Now we are here. Let us sit down, Toady. He tells Toady not to get super excited. And then he also sat down in the chair. And Mole also sat down on the chair next to him. And looking at the house, the beautiful creek, the boathouse, the lawn, the garden, the flowers, these furnitures, the big house, Mole was feeling very, very happy to have come here, and he was feeling all mesmerized. He lives with the rat in a hole near the river, and now he has come to see this big, beautiful house with gardens. So he says that it's a delightful residence. Delightful residence means it's a good, nice looking house. And it is a civil remark. Civil remark means when you meet people in a society, you greet each other, you talk about their health, etc., etc. So he is making this kind of a civil remark. Now, as soon as Toady hears that Mole is praising his house, he quickly says that finest house on the whole river, cried Toady boisterously, or anywhere else for that matter, he could not help adding. So over here, Toady jumped at the opportunity to praise his own house and his own river, means his whole thing, and he says boisterously in a very noisy manner that, you know, my house is the best house near this river. In fact, my house is the best house anywhere, he said. As soon as he boasted about this, what did Ratty do? Ratty nudged Mole. Unfortunately, Toady saw him do it and turned very red. There was a moment's painful silence. Then Toady burst out laughing. All right, Ratty, he said. It's only my way, you know. And it's not such a very bad house, is it? You know you rather like it yourself. Now look here. Let's be sensible. You are the very animals I wanted. You have got to help me. It's most important. So, as soon as Toady starts boasting about his house, about praising his own house, Ratty, because on his way to Toad Hall, what did Ratty told Mole? That we know his house is pretty, but we never tell Toady because he will start boasting about it. He will start praising himself. So this same thing happened. As soon as Mole told that his house is good, Toady started boasting. And when he started boasting, Ratty nudged Mole. Nudge means with your elbow when you poke your friend, no, and say, see what I told you, this same thing is happening. And when he was doing this, unfortunately, Toady saw him do it. And he became very embarrassed. He turned red. He became very shy and embarrassed. He felt very bad that he was boasting and his friend knew that he was boasting. So now there was a painful silence. Means all the animals over there, they became awkward. Mole was feeling awkward. Ratty was feeling awkward. And even Toady was feeling awkward. But after some time, Toady started laughing loudly. So we see that Toady is actually a simple and affectionate animal. He is not going to hold that awkwardness for long. He says that, okay, Ratty, I understand that I am boastful, but you know this is my way. I like to speak good things about my things because they are good. And Ratty, you also know that my house is good. It's not a bad house. So let's be simple, okay? Let's be sensible. You praised my house. I also praise my house, and I know that you like my house, but you don't praise it. Anyway, leave all that. Let's be sensible. You are the animals I wanted. Now, why is Toady so excited to see these animals? What did he want them for? He's saying that you have to help me. This is very important. So, it's about your rowing, I suppose, said Ratty with an innocent air. You're getting on fairly well. So Ratty knows that Toady was trying to learn to boat. And he thinks that maybe Toady is telling him to teach him to boat. And that is why he says, oh, you're talking about rowing, about boating. It's all right. You are getting on. You will practice. You will get better. Don't worry. So as soon as Ratty says that don't worry, you will get better at boating, what does Toady say? He says, oh, pooh, boating? Interrupted Toady in great disgust. Silly boyish amusement, I have given that up long ago. Sheer waste of time. And that's what it is. No, I have discovered the real thing, the only genuine occupation for a lifetime. Come with me, dear Ratty, and your amiable friend also, if he will be so very good, just as far as the yard, and you shall see what you shall see. So as soon as the Ratty tells that, okay, you will learn boating, don't worry, Toady is very loud. He says, oh, boating, no. He's disgusted. He's not happy about it. He says, oh no, that was some kind of boyish amusement. Means I was silly to think that I want to boat. That is some kind of a small entertainment. But no, I don't want to boat. Even the thing is that I have given up. I'm no longer even learning to boat. That is a waste of time. I have discovered the real thing. Means now I have discovered something new. And it is the only true occupation of for a lifetime. Means if I do that, I am settled for life. He says that, come dear Ratty, let me show you what I have found, and bring your amiable friend also. Amiable friend means good friend or friendly person, okay, who is nice. And he says that, come to the yard. Yard is a place surrounding the house. It's almost like a lawn or a garden again. He says that just come to the yard and you're going to find out what I have discovered. He led the way to the yard accordingly, Ratty following with a most mistrustful expression, and there in the open they saw a gypsy caravan shining with newness, painted a canary yellow with green and red wheels. So as soon as they reached the yard, they saw that there was this big, nice looking gypsy caravan. You know what is a caravan? It is a house on wheels. You can stay over there and take your house from one place to another. And it was a new thing. It was shining. It was painted canary yellow in color and the wheels were red and green. But Ratty had this mistrustful expression. He did not trust his friend Toady. He knew that Toady always took up something new, got bored of it and left it. So he was not sure what he had now discovered. This also tells us that Ratty knew his friend Toady very, very well. So they reached the yard. They saw the gypsy caravan painted yellow in color, all nice and shining. And Toady says, "There you are," cried Toady, swelling with pride. "There's real life for you, embodied in that little cart. The open road, the dusty highway, the rolling dawns, camps, villages, towns, cities, here today, up and off to somewhere else tomorrow. Travel, change, interest, excitement. The whole world before you and a horizon that's always changing. And mind." So here Toad is very, very proud of this new, you can say, possession. He has found a new possession. It's a nice looking gypsy caravan and he's saying this is the real life. You get onto the cart and you go from one place to another. You cross the highway, you go down the hill, you cross camps and villages and towns and city. He's saying that this is the life to live, on constant movement. This is the life I want to live and you have to help me. Let us see what kind of help he is expecting from Mole and the rat. Continues to say that this is the very finest cart of its kind that was ever built without any exception. Come inside and look at the arrangements. Planned them all myself, I did. So over here, Toady is telling them that he has, bought this new thing, this beautiful cart, and he has put all the necessary requirements inside which you need when you're traveling from one place to another. Mole was tremendously interested and excited and followed him eagerly up the steps and into the interior of the caravan. Ratty only snorted and thrust his hands deep into his pockets, remaining where he was. So Mole, he is seeing all these extravagance for the first time. He is very much excited. He is interested tremendously. And as soon as Toady says, "Come on and see all the things that I have put," he gets into the ladder. There's a ladder that takes up to the caravan. He walks to the steps. He goes into the caravan. This is Mole. But Ratty, the friend who knows his friend Toady very well, he is not excited. He thinks this is just another waste of time like all the other hobbies of Toady. He snort means he made a sound through his nose, blew some air, and then he put his hand deep into his pockets and he did not even go inside the caravan. It was indeed very compact and comfortable, little sleeping bunks, a little table that folded up against the wall, a cooking stove, cabinets, bookshelves, a bird cage with a bird in it, and pots and pans and jugs and kettles of every size and variety. So inside the caravan, it was nice. Compact means all the things were nicely arranged. It was comfortable also. And in fact, it had sleeping bunks. Bunks are beds, okay? Places to sleep. And there was a table that could be folded and put in the wall. You must have seen these kinds of tables. Now there was a cooking stove to make food. There were some cabinets, means shelves. There were bookshelves also with books. And there was a bird cage and a bird also. There were pots and pans, all the utensils, jugs and kettles that was needed to cook food and to make life comfortable on a journey. "All complete," said Toady triumphantly, pulling open a cabinet. "You see, biscuits, fish, jam, butter, everything you can possibly want. Letter paper, cards, and dominoes," he continued as they descended the steps. "You will find that nothing whatever has been forgotten when we make our start this afternoon." So Toady continues telling that, "See, everything is complete. I have filled up the cabinet." He opened the cabinet. There was biscuit, fish, jam, butter, and he's telling that, "I have stocked nicely this caravan. I also have a letter paper if I need to write something. We also have games like cards and dominoes. These are types of games if you want to play and get bored during the journey. So everything is here, and this afternoon we are going to begin our journey. We are going to travel." "I beg your pardon," said Ratty slowly as he chewed a straw. But did I overhear you say something about we and start in this afternoon? Now, Ratty, as usual, he is mistrustful. He does not trust Toady. He thinks that he is very quick-paced and he has lots of, ideas which is always changing. So Ratty says, "Excuse me, are you telling that we have to start this afternoon?" "Now, you dear old Ratty," said Toady imploringly, "don't begin talking in that stiff and stuffy sort of way, because you know you've got to come. I can't possibly manage without you, so please consider it settled and don't argue. It's the one thing I can't stand. You surely don't mean to stick to your dull, fusty old river all your life and just live in a hole in a bank and boat. I want to show you the world." So over here we see Toady is on the verge of excitement. He loves to live life large. He's telling the rat that, "Please, I've already decided we are going on a journey. I've made all the arrangements. Everything is ready. Now don't be stiff and stuffy." Means don't be adamant. Don't be rude. Don't just say no so easily. Don't give up. Also says that, "I cannot manage it alone. I want you to be there. We can together enjoy this." Then he also complains that you always live in a hole in that bank and you have one boat and it is so dull and fusty. Fusty means smelly and old. I want to give you the world. I'm taking you on such an exciting adventure, a journey, and you are saying no? Please don't behave like this. Just come with me." "I don't care," said Ratty doggedly. "I am not coming, and that's flat. I am going to stick to my old river and live in a hole and boat, as I've always done. And what's more, Mole's going to stick to me and do as I do. Aren't you, Mole?" So over here, Ratty is angry. He is mistrustful of the ways of Toady, and he clearly said that he is not going to come. He is going to live in the river, in his hole, and use his old boat, and that's what he has always done and that's what he's going to do. Now he also tells that Mole is my friend, so he is going to stick to me. Aren't you, Mole? "Of course I am," said Mole loyally. "I'll always stick to you, Ratty, and what you say is to be has got to be all the same. It sounds as if it might have been, well, rather fun, he added wistfully. So Mole, who is a friend of Ratty, is also loyal to Ratty, and he says that, "Of course, whatever you say, Ratty, will be done, because what you are telling is to be done." But he also adds that this sounds like a good thing, getting into the caravan, exploring the world, going on an adventure. This sounds like a fun thing to do. Now, listening to this, the rat gets confused. He is now, he is willing to not go to the journey, but because his friend Mole looks, you can say mesmerized by the idea, he becomes doubtful of whether he has taken the right decision or not. Poor Mole, the prospect was so new a thing to him and so thrilling, and the canary colored card and all its little fitments sent his imagination soaring. So we see that Mole really wants to go on the adventure because he has never been to something like this. It was a new experience for him. It was a thrilling idea. But because his friend Ratty was not agreeing to it, he also said no. But he really wanted to go to the adventurous journey. Now Ratty was a good friend of Mole, so as soon as he saw that Mole is willing to go on the journey, he saw and his mind wavered. Wavered means he became confused, doubtful. He started thinking whether he should accept the offer made by Toady. Ratty saw what was passing in his mind and wavered. He hated disappointing people and he was fond of Mole and would do almost anything to oblige him. Toady was watching both of them closely. Now Toady is seeing this very nicely that Mole says no, I will not go because Ratty will not go. But he also says that it would be a nice thing to do. All these things look very nice. So now Ratty is debating whether he should also go because his friend Mole is a good friend. He would not want to disappoint him. "Come along in and have some lunch," he said diplomatically, "and we will talk it over. We need not decide anything in a hurry. Of course, I don't really care. I only want to give pleasure to you fellows. Live for others. That's my motto in life." So now here Toady is very smart. He is being diplomatic. He saw that Mole wants to go and Ratty doesn't want to go. But Ratty likes Mole, so if Mole will tell that he would really want to go, maybe Ratty will give in to the pressure. So he very slyly says that okay, no need to decide anything now. Let's go inside, eat something. We are not in a hurry, and it's not something I really want. I don't care about it. I only wanted you guys to be happy. I wanted to give you the pleasure of going around in a caravan. That is my motto of life. I should live life for others. See, so diplomatic. Then the three trooped into Toady Hall, where Toady lavished his hospitality on his guests. So they all went inside the house in Toady Hall, and he lavished. Lavish means he's a very splendid hospitality. He was a very good host. He gave them good food to eat and nice drinks to drink. They nicely leisured around. A little later, the now triumphant Toady led his companions to the cart. With Ratty at the reins, for he was very good with horses, they set off leisurely, and on the open road, they engaged in pleasant conversation about the possible adventures that awaited them. Now we see in the story that Toady is triumphant, means he has become victorious. He has convinced, or the people inside the Toady Hall, now they are ready to be a companion. So they all went into the cart, and Ratty, he knew how to ride horses, so he is holding the reins of the horses, and they set off leisurely. Slowly they began the journey. They were talking to each other. They were happy that they are going on an adventure, and they were thinking what all new things they might find on the road. They were talking about all the possible adventures that was waiting for them on the road. So the three of them, Toady, Ratty, and the mole, they are riding a horse in a caravan and talking about the adventures of life. They're going on a nice road trip, a nice adventurous journey. So the wish of Toady has been achieved. He is with his two other friends, Ratty and Mole, in the caravan, and they had started their journey. About a mile down the road, Mole cocked his head as if listening for something. So they heard a noise, and they had Mole heard a noise first, and he tilted his head. Cocked means tilted his head in attention, and he said that there's some kind of a sound coming. The sound was as if droning, a swarm of bees was there. So when they saw back from their caravan, they saw a small cloud of dust was there, and it was coming at an incredible speed. It was coming at a great speed, and a very faint poop poop. This is actually the sound of a horn of a vehicle. Okay, it felt to them, it felt like maybe it was some animal that was not very easy and was making the sound, but they did not pay attention to it. They disregarded it, and then they continued their conversation. But all of a sudden, the scene of this peaceful scene of three friends talking to each other, going on a road trip, that was changed. A blast of a wind, a whir of a sound, it was on them, means there was a crash. The startled occupants jumped out of the caravan in haste, while the poop poop rang with a brazen shout in their ears, and the magnificent motor car, with its pilot tense and hugging the wheel, flung an enveloping cloud of dust that blinded and enwrapped them utterly, and then dwindled to a speck in the distance. So basically, it was a motor vehicle, a car, a motor car, and it maybe the brakes had failed, or maybe the driver did not know how to ride. He was coming at great speed, and there was lots of dust, and he crashed into the caravan. All the occupants of the caravan, the Ratty, the Toady, Ratty, and Mole, they jumped out of the caravan, and by then the dust was all on them, and the car had now dwindled, means moved away, reduced. It had become smaller, because as speedily as it had come, it had hit and then gone away in the same speedy manner, and it had now just become a speck. Speck means like a dot, merely visible, and the horn was still blaring, poop poop. Now what happens? The old grey horse, in a niche situation as this, simply abandoned himself to his fear. Means, of course, the animal, the horse, was very much afraid. What is this new sound? What is this dust? What is this crash? It was afraid. And rearing, plunging, backing steadily, in spite of Ratty's efforts to calm him, he drove the cart backwards towards a deep ditch at the side of the road. So there wasn't a crash really. First, the motor vehicle had brushed past them, yeah, engulfing them in dust, and the sound of poop poop was coming. But the horse was so, afraid of the sound of this approaching vehicle coming and going, that it started rearing, plunging, backing. Means it started jumping. it started moving backwards, and no matter how much Ratty, who was holding the reins of the horse, tried to calm it down, it won't calm it down. And because of this, the cart started moving backwards, and there was a deep ditch at the side of the road where the cart fell. The cart fell. It wavered an instant, then there was a disheartening crash, and the canary-colored cart, their pride and the joy, lay on its side in the ditch, an irredeemable wreck. Now, what had happened? There was a heart-rending crash, means there was a loud crash, and the cart, which was new and shining and canary yellow in color, it had fallen into a ditch. It was the pride and joy of these three friends, especially Toady, but now it was lying on the ditch, an irredeemable wreck. Irredeemable means something that cannot be made new again. Now it cannot come back to its former glory. It was now a wreck. It was completely damaged beyond repair. Now Ratty and Mole looked at Toady in dismay. Dismay means they were sad about it, and both of them knew that this cart meant so much to Toady. So they looked at Toady. It was his dream cart. It was the embodiment of adventure. Now it was lying shattered in the dust. So here is the story, children. There's a rat, Ratty. He has a friend Toady who is very rich. He takes his friend Mole to visit Toady at his house called the Toad Hall. They have a good time eating and drinking. Then Toady suggests that he has a new caravan which he has stocked with everything. So they should go on an adventure. First, there is hesitation on Ratty's part, but because his friend Mole looks wistful and wants to go, they eventually decide to go on the trip. They just move a little farther, or they have covered a bit of a distance, and suddenly they hear a loud noise of poop poop, and a motor car is coming with all the dust alongside. It brushes past the cart, and the horse that is driving the cart is so bewildered because of that it is not steady, and the entire cart falls into a ditch, broken and shattered and cannot be mended. So this is a part of a story named The Wind in the Willows. This is not the complete story. This is just a chapter from The Wind in the Willows, written by Kenneth Grahame. Children, that brings us to the end of our lesson. Here is the glossary that you're going to learn. And that's all for today in this video, children. We'll continue with the lesson in our next video. Till then, thank you and take care.